yeah, it's just weird to me that, you know, and again, I'm going to say this, Deets has nothing to do with this. She didn't tell me this or any of the bullshit, but I could never, ever support JLR, even if he was like dragging Betty across the street. I know what he's done. I know what he's capable of, and I know what he's done to Deets. And I know a little, and I know a little bit.
And I think that, but what Carrie Moody said is fair. Like, I tend to not, like, if I'm watching a creator that I'm going to review and like that's the only reason I'm watching them, like if it were to be Betty or JLR, I don't watch the chat. I don't think it's fair to, people. One of my biggest pet peeves, I've said it often around here, is when people are like, you sit with so and so and you were in this chat or you were in that chat. I don't think that's fair to do with people because we don't know why they were in there. They might have their own reasons. We don't know what part of the live they're listening to. We don't necessarily know all the reasons behind why they're in the chat. So I just tend to not, I just don't think it's right to put that on people.
Well, you know what? And I do understand and respect that, but I will tell you this, that if I see people in chats that are, but then again, I don't see people in those chats because I don't watch them. So I wouldn't know. I will say that if you support somebody that you know has been hurt by this person, and you're just like, well, but it's just fun in the chat. No, not today. No. I think that maybe I just have like these final standards or something. I don't know, but
well, we all have our own.
I'm not going to let up on them. I'm just not going to do that. I don't know.
Soup, I got the word sector from you too when you were reviewing one of your Nature Boy lives that I heard you call. You said you were from the Nature Boy sector, and I was like, oh, I'm totally gonna steal that and start using that word, and I have ever since because I like it better than community because sometimes I don't feel like this is much of a community, so I think sector fits better.
Oh, the Soup cracks me up. I just started watching her videos on Nature Boy. I had no idea who that was.
They silenced me because they reported my channel. I guess I bothered them that much, but hey, it sounds like you got more hope for Granny than I do. I just, I don't know. I just think if you're going to say you're not a true crime channel, right? Okay, fine. But you can talk.
You cut out, Shady.
Am I okay?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. No, I was just saying, if you're going to say you're not a true crime channel, but you're going to talk about true crime for the day, which it's totally fine. Do what you want. But maybe research a little bit, especially when it comes to children, and know the facts and be respectful.
Mm-hmm.
And that hasn't been happening. And, she thinks that I'm aligned with her haters. I don't know the story behind that. I haven't kept up with that. I don't know the past of that. That's always brought up.
No.
But I do feel like, because they said he would be outside talking to the neighbors and stuff, waiting on his dad to get home.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like
I get it.
More trusting. Yeah. And that is
yes, voices, please speak up on these matters. I really value your opinion, especially in regards to Johnny's autism. What's your experience, voices?
Very similar to, think about what Johnny was just speaking of when he got up here. He was very trusting of people.
Yeah, that's our big thing is we trust everybody.
Right.
That's right, voices. Johnny was very trusting, just like all autistic boys are. They're all very trusting. Right, Johnny?
And that could be also a routine for him. He knew exactly what time his dad was coming home, so he would go outside to meet him. My son used to do that.
Mm-hmm. I used to do that with my dad.
Mm-hmm. So that may not be unusual for Sebastian, personally.
Yeah, and all I could think was, him being so trusting. What if somebody said, "Hey, I have a game for you," just kind of with address, and
Yeah, that's right, Johnny. Please give us your expert opinion on this situation. I know you're a true crime autistic specialist now.
He most definitely could have been
absolutely
lured out. I'm sorry.
Because every time because when I was younger, I used to get told that people were going to give me a video game. My dad would be like, he would say, "Johnny, don't do that. Don't give it out. It's probably someone just scamming you, don't do it, you know.
Right.
And then if I want the game, my dad would used to take me to go get the game, you know. But the one thing I can tell you, with people with autism, they're gullible to almost anything. It's not because we're stupid; it's because we're just really trusting in people. Like,
Agree. Johnny, I agree with you. My son is 28, and twice now
okay. So Johnny, his true failing, his true victimhood status here is that he's too trusting of people, right? Yes, he has his autistic hat on. Yeah, and this is the expose of Johnny faking a brain tumor at that link. Anything like that, right? And what does he do on this panel right here? He starts making fun of voices, and voices like, knock it off, Johnny. Knock it off, Johnny. I had enough. Look, even I know voices has a short fuse, right? And Johnny knows it too. And he's pushing anyway because he wants that reaction, because Johnny's a fucking troll. He knows perfectly well what the fuck he's doing. Do not believe his innocent little act. Truth bomb. Okay? He is literally pushing voices on the panel here. And she's telling him in so many words, like, knock it off, Johnny. Don't fucking go there, right? But Johnny doesn't understand. He doesn't pick up social cues, right? No, fuck that. Might snap you out of the stupid. Maybe. Might. Thank you very much to Paul for the $15. So I'm completely clapping back at everybody who's being a piece of shit out here. I'm not taking shit no mo from anyone out here, all right? The minute you want to go at me out or say anything stupid, I'm going to go at you.
Oh.
And voices, she puts him in his place and says... She says, if you go at me, Johnny, I'm going to make you cry, right? That's right. Johnny knows exactly what he's fucking doing. So who do you think doesn't know better in that whole situation there?
Yeah, she's old and cranky.
Well, here, right here, he takes a shot at voices again, saying she's old and cranky. He knows exactly what the fuck he's doing.
Stop it, Johnny.
You hear him? You hear him laughing? Yeah, exactly. Johnny knows what the fuck he's doing. He picks up on social cues. He knows when he's testing people and fucking with people. Don't give me that fucking crybaby little sweet baby little angel voice or whatever the fuck he puts.
But no, what I was gonna say is, but that's the thing. Like, with people with autism, they tend to like believe.
Do you think Sebastian Rogers would joke around like that? Probably not.
Everything. Like, I just the other day, I'll give you a prime example. Like I said, I was into like football, like sports, right? One of my favorite
to me, when we're put in like this box with people that are haters, I'm like, oh, what is happening? What do you mean haters?
Yeah, because
I guess that means like if we like Deets or Savage or Queen Bee, whoever. It's so weird to me, like, do this stuff that it's like, well, because you're over here, and I'm like, what do you mean I'm over there? I just don't understand it. It gets old.
Yeah.
It gets really old fast. Just because you're trying to hold someone accountable, that doesn't mean that like there's this whole conspiracy program going on in the background. That's what aggravates me,
Oh, absolutely.
I can't. I don't understand that. You don't ever get a pass for that. I can't do it. No matter who it was, even if I didn't like that person, to me, I'd be like, oh hell no. I'm just not doing this. And I get it. I get people say, well, this is just YouTube, right? Well, it's kind of not, when they're affecting families' lives and, victims' lives, it's always the person that speaks up.
Yeah.
Well, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. I'm like, okay, whatever. If that makes you happy, whatever.
Right. Or another reason other than the reason that you're just trying to get across. It's not, it can't just be the top, or, well, what about this? Well, what about that? Well, what about her? Well, just stop it,
Yeah. I just, my whole thing is sometimes when people show you who they are, and I know this is like everyone has on a t-shirt or like a poster on their wall, believe them. People truly need to start living by that, because this is insanity. To me, all it does is it makes you like less believable or reliable when you do this kind of shit. I don't understand what the point of it is. But the sad part is, though, people believe it. They believe what someone says. I could get on here and I could talk all kinds of shit, and I could say this person is X, Y, and Z, and people will be like, yep, that Kim said it, it's right.
Yep.
Hey,
I've never seen it.
I wouldn't, you wouldn't, but I see when people think like, oh, there's no way that this person would ever lie to me, so I'm gonna back up what they're saying without proof. We see people do it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I
come
have
to
a
find
few
out,
people.
they
I
got
do have
lied
a few
to.
people like that I'm not going to doubt them. I'm not going to be like, I want to see your receipt. But
Yeah.
there are a
But
lot of
that's
people on
based
here.
on, right.
90%
That's
of these fucks. I'm like, where's the receipt on that?
right.
I don't think they have one.
Yes.
And
And,
usually they
you know,
don't.
and that's, it fascinates me to watch the whole chat kind of, it's unlike, like this, like I said, the Tremors or whoever said that. But if you
Yeah.
watch it, it's astounding to watch. The people are like, "Oh yeah, you showed that 2 weeks ago. Oh yeah, I have that in my email. Oh yeah, that's," and
Mhm.
no, it doesn't exist. You're lying. You're all lying. So then the whole chat sees this little, comment by this sub, and they're like, so then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh yeah, that's right." So then they go into another chat and they're like, "I saw the receipt." No, you didn't, ma'am. Stop it.
Right. You didn't. So I don't understand. I don't understand a lot of this fucking place anymore.
Yeah,
Jeffrey's a whole ass problem in his own, but no, it
you
wasn't
got
Jeffrey.
that right.
But yeah, I was reading this poor guy, Wayne Goss. Yes, Wayne Goss.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
What?
Oh,
They wait a minute. They thought he was straight.
yes. Yeah.
Girl, you need to get that gaydar fixed because you are. I mean, come on, girl. Like, I mean, he does he need to ride across his head? I mean,
Wayne.
The Queen Bee Billy Joe. I was for that lady Aileen. How I ended up over there. I wanted the Aileen lady to go down there and punch Bullhorn Betty in the face. And I do believe in sometimes people need a punch in the face. And I felt like Betty and Molly and them needed it after they played a baby crying in front of Quentin's house. So I was really rooting for that lady. So I ended up over in Queens. Who else? I don't know. Cher called me and asked me to help interview Don Wells.
Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me because I don't know what I'm doing with these live streams, but I just want to make sure. Okay. So one of the reasons that I wanted to have this live stream today is because there was a situation the other day. And I made a community post and people got in their feelings, which, I guess that happens in this community. And you know what? I am sick and tired of excuses being made. Anybody that listened to that 4 or 5 minute exchange knew exactly what, and I'm just going to say her name, Granny, was referring to. Everybody knew what she was trying to get across. But I was the bad one for calling her out, right? I was the one that was spreading it, even though I didn't provide a link. I didn't say either child.
Ready to get shot up, shot up. Just one in the chamber, ready, like a loaded gun.
I got both wheels on the hard place and the trail in the sun rays. Me and the lady, man, it's like church on a Sunday. I'm off on my rocker, but rock and roll is my papa. Raised me up on this gasoline, Billie Jean was my mama. Broken hearts turn to spoken art, my blood is like lava. Hard as a rock when I'm cold, yeah, I can blow this like water. Grew up with people that sleep, grew up with hustling daughters, mothers and fathers alike. Like it or not when you saw us, live my life like a rebel. The devil's hot on my track, but I won't run from my demons. No, I embrace them in fact. So remember my spirit when that's the American flag waves. From entrepreneurs to losers, users and runaways.
Ready, like a loaded gun. Sometimes I feel ready, like a loaded gun.
For entrepreneurs, losers to users and renegades. For factory workers, servers and hustlers, all the same. Single mothers and others, nobody's prisoners, no names.
So if anybody wants to come up and, have a say or tell me about myself, we can do that.
not moving and was not saying anything at that time. And that's when he really started to cry. They had to give him some tissues. He said the bruises on little Cody's face were purple. And that he, at one point, Anton Bell even picked up the boy who was testifying onto the desk and had him demonstrate how little Cody was laying when he wasn't moving. And he said, quote, I was thinking he was dead. So he runs downstairs to his father and he says, Dad, what's wrong with Cody? And he says, Dad said nothing was.
This afternoon, Chatham County Police Department detectives arrested 22-year-old Levani Simon and charged her with malice murder, concealing the death of another person, false reporting, and making false statements in connection with the disappearance and death of her son, 20-month-old Quentin Simon. Levani Simon is being held at the Chatham County Detention Center and is awaiting a bond hearing. We do not anticipate any.
3-year-old that we located was Ellie Lorenzo.
On Friday, Ellie's mom requested a will.